Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another session of this blessed month. Today I'm going to talk about the ladies. This is a very important issue. We're talking about menstruation or postnatal periods. Well, some sisters are under the wrong impression. That is, when they become clean before Fajr, but for one reason or another, they don't have a ghusl or a bath. They think that their fasting will be invalid. This is wrong. You see, having ghusl or not having ghusl, this is really not the issue. The issue is once the woman becomes clean, in other words, her period ends before Fajr. And probably, she would be tired. And she would not, for instance, go and perform to have ghusl for one reason or another. Well, let's say she sleeps in. And she gets up in the morning. Because she did not have ghusl, she thinks that she cannot observe fasting. This is wrong. Because once the period ends, a woman becomes clean, okay, spiritually. But physically, of course, she has to cleanse herself and have a ghusl and wash. But it is not the criterion. So she has to observe fasting. That's one thing. We have another point. For instance, the lady is fasting. Now, she's waiting for the Maghrib. Okay? Adhan Maghrib. Just 1 minute. Or 2 minutes, let me say. 2 minutes before Maghrib prayer, she becomes clean. During the fasting hours, she was not fasting because she was in her menses. 2 minutes or 3 or 4 minutes before Maghrib, she becomes clean. Well, what do you think about this lady? Does she have to observe fasting for those 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Or to continue not fasting because she has her legal excuse? The right answer is she has to withhold or refrain from eating or drinking during the remaining part of the time. From the moment she became clean until the adhan, she should not take any food. And this applies to the rest of the day. In case in the middle of the day she becomes clean, she has to observe fasting from the middle of the day until Maghrib. But that doesn't mean that she is considered as fasting that day. No. She has to make up that day, but because of to show or to express her respect for Ramadan and for the Muslims who are fasting, she should refrain from eating and drinking for the remaining hours that until Maghrib. Although the sisters who have their periods in Ramadan, of course they have to make up those days after Ramadan. But as far as Salah is concerned, she does not have to make up whatever Salah she missed. You see, because Salah is on daily basis. It's done regularly, whereas fasting once a year. So, when she breaks her fast during the days of her, during the period, her period, well, those days she has to make up after Ramadan. Okay? And not only that, you find some women who, whether in their postnatal period or in their menstrual period, they just are lazy. They would not make up the days that they missed in Ramadan, after Ramadan, until next Ramadan, just due to laziness. Under normal circumstances, when a woman does not observe fasting on account of her period, well, she has to make up those days as soon as Ramadan is over. Okay? But if she delays making up those days until another Ramadan comes, she has to make up those days plus to give a meal for a poor person for every day she missed. So, in other words, our deen is not left to us or to our opinion. Our deen is really قال الله قال رسوله. Whatever Allah says in the Quran, we go by. Whatever our messenger, Muhammad, may Allah exalt his mention, instructed us, we go by. So, in order to make sure that the sisters and their postnatal period or menstrual period, they make sure they understand these instructions and rules properly. And as far as the sisters who are in their postnatal period, we know that it's 40 days, right? But it does not have to be 40 days, because some of women, they stop their postnatal period after 10 days. Then they have to observe fasting and praying after 10 days, not before. And they don't say, well, we have 40 days, it's a break. No. The 40 days is the maximum period for postnatal. But if she gets clean, anytime, she has to resume fasting and performing prayer. Okay? Inshallah, next time I'll be talking about a different topic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.